Not one, not two. 3-game threes. 3-game threes.
More than has ever happened.
Yeah. Combined. We didn't have 3-game threes
more
combined in the last few years. This is really cool. You know what I also thought of? The Toronto Blue Jays not having to deal with this Yankees-Red Sox series. And, of course, being all loaded up for their division series. This is why winning the division is so important. I like that. I like when the importance of the regular season remains.
Agreed.
It's huge.
It matters.
Look at the difference between what Toronto's experiencing right now and what the Yankees are experiencing. Now, that doesn't mean that the Yankees won't.
Or the Red Sox.
Or the Red Sox, right. But I'm saying because those two came down to the wire. Yeah. Yankees still might win a series, then beat the Blue Jays, whatever. But anybody that says they would take the Yankees path over the Blue Jays path needs to get a head examination.
Not even close. Win the division. It's big.
Yes. Very cool. So I'm excited about it. We are going to do a post-game show for the Guardians and the Tigers after that game goes down at 3 o'clock Eastern time. That game's been going on during our show, and finally we got it out of there. We were competing with them. So we'll be able to give more love to the Tigers and Guardians. We did Cubs-Padres the last couple of days. This time, Tigers-Guardians. Game 3, live on the FT YouTube channel. That game's at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so say 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. You can check us out. We'll talk about that one. We're going to talk about the rest of the Game 3s tomorrow. We've got an off day of MLB games tomorrow, so we'll cover everything. But also, you still are covered later on. Yankees and Red Sox. You've got Monster territory. You've got Pinstripe territory. And last night at about 1 in the morning, you guys weren't awake. But Dodgers territory featured Clint Pasillas and a substitution for someone who was out with a little illness.
You?
I got the late call.
I went to bed when that game was over.
Roki Sasaki, baby. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But it was fun. I was having a good time on that post-game show. So anyway, let's charge the mound, presented by Lids.
He's charging the mound.
We love Lids. Look at the code while we chat about Lids. But really, let's start with the Los Angeles Dodgers advancing to the NLDS to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Reporting live right now from parts unknown on the Phillies is Erik Kratz. What do you think of this matchup, this heavyweight tilt that we're about to see?
What did I think of it 2 days ago? I was like, oh, yeah, the Phillies, Dodgers are hot, ending the season. The Phillies got this for sure. And then the Dodgers played 2 games. People will say, it's against the Reds. They didn't really, it wasn't even that much of a challenge. Tell me where the Dodgers' flaws are besides the bullpen. Dave Roberts did exactly what we didn't know if he was going to do or not and go with his starting rotation deeper. Yamamoto went 100 and a million pitches. Blake Snell went farther than he ever has. This team couldn't be hitting on more cylinders. And then I just heard Will Smith most likely going to be available for every single game in that series, adding to a lineup that scored 18 runs, I think, in 2 games. So Phillies are going to have their hands full. Right now, it might even tilt towards the Dodgers.
I think these are the 2 best teams in baseball.
Yeah, I think this is going to be unbelievable series. I think that this is going to be the series that might produce the World Series winner because of the depth of the pitching staffs, the depth of the lineup, the fans, the home fields, the star power. It's a shame this isn't in the DS or CS, excuse me.
I agree.
But it's in the DS.
Whose fault is that? LA.
No, it's Milwaukee's fault.
No, it's the Dodgers' fault.
It's Milwaukee's fault.
They were supposed to win 189 games this year, and they did not. They didn't even get a bye. So this is what happens. I mean,
this is 100% the Milwaukee Brewers' fault.
For being good?
Yeah.
Dude, I think most people expected the Dodgers to win more than they did.
Well, of course they did, but they didn't expect their bullpen to just completely fall apart and then just take weeks off at a time.
Are we good with the bullpen?
Yamamoto looked great last night.
He was fantastic.
I mean,
he got screwed the first inning by Teo.
Teoscar dropping the fly ball and Sal Stewart hitting a 97 hopper through the right side.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 punchies, he looked good.
Really good.
Good. Velocity, 97, 98, 7, 98. Ooh. Split, dropping in curveballs.
Dude, that's a tough pitcher. That is a tough pitcher to face.
It is. And Sasaki, obviously, at the back end. coming in throwing 100.
How cool is that? He's got a hundo. The splitter is insane. And this is actually kind of perfect for him, right? He's had injury issues. He's had trouble keeping velo in games. We don't know if he can be a 32-game starter. He's also like 23 years old. Go for it. Hold on one sec. Why don't you take? I mean,
hey,
getting a call.
No, this is your reminder.
This is for a guest who's coming on the show, and
you got to take big leaguers calls.
Okay, all right. You
Exactly.
asked me to call you to remind you, so you got 10 minutes.
Kratz, all right, give me the breakdown.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right, I'll just let everyone know. We can tell everyone who that was.
I don't care, yeah.
Yeah, that was Nick Castellanos.
That was Castellanos confirming.
Yeah. I don't want someone to be like, oh, AJ's just making calls.
No. That was Castellanos. Because he told me to call him and remind him, so I texted him. He didn't respond, so then I called him. And then, so he just called me back. And I was like, hey, we're good in 10 minutes. And he's like, yeah, we're good. I'm
perfect.
Like, right, talk to you then. But he, when people ask you to remind him, I forget sometimes.
I agree.
So
that was the process of lining up guests.
Wake-up call.
Yes.
So he's confirmed.
He'll get us in 5-10 minutes. But are you okay with where the Dodgers bullpen is at now?
Yeah, I want to know. So they're going Shohei game 1. Do we know who's going game 2? Kershaw?
No, I would think Glass now.
Glass now? Okay.
So
then they go Snell,
re-rack.
Yamamoto, re-rack.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohtani's going to throw on regular rest?
Well, so he's got an off day after game
they
1.
Get the extra off day.
And another off day.
1 and 5 in that series.
Yes.
That's right. I forgot. Twice in Philly? Oh, my gosh.
That's cool. Finally, it's going to happen. We've never seen Ohtani pitch in the playoffs.
Mm-mm. We're going to.
But I do think, Kratz, you've seen the Phillies bullpen, much more than we have. The Phillies have, 3 or 4 guys that you feel really good about. Do the Dodgers have that? Right? Like, I'm the biggest Roki Sasaki fan right now. I think he's going to continue it. But that's just come out of the blue suddenly, right? He made 2 appearances at the end of the regular season. What are we trusting right now in the bullpen? Emmett Sheehan looked bad. Vesey has been okay. Dreyer looked bad. Go down the line here. You're wondering if there are guys in ruts or guys that were just getting back into the feel of the postseason versus how Duran will look. Kerkering. Who else am I missing of the big boys?
You don't know. David Robertson, Tanner Banks. I'm missing somebody else that, is that core. I think it's like 4 or 5 guys. To me, we know what we have with the Dodgers bullpen. If the Phillies make them throw strikes, the Reds did not make them throw strikes. And to a sense, Yoshinobu, he didn't throw a ton of pitches in the zone. They chased away, but his stuff's a lot nastier than anybody in their pen. The Phillies make the Dodgers pen throw strikes, then they're cooked. I think the Dodgers bullpen is cooked because even Roki's outing yesterday, if he has to throw in the zone, it's more hittable stuff. At 100, is he going to be able to keep 100 up all the time because he's not starting and he's going to pitch back-to-back nights? Those are questions too. If he's at that level, with that fork ball coming off of it, I don't know. But they have to throw in the zone. They have to throw strikes in the zone because the Phillies will make them stay in the zone.
What do you think? Is that the X factor or the deciding
Roki
factor in the series? Well, the battle of the bullpens. Both lineups should be good. Both starters should be good.
I think it comes down to, one, how Dave Roberts handles his bullpen. What does he get? Can he get anything out of Tanner Scott? Can he get anything out of Trinan? Sheehan looked awful last night. He looked like, whoa, what am I doing out here? Bad. Right? He had to bring – didn't he bring Vesey in like a 1-2 count or something?
Dude, that was ballsy. I loved it.
I was like, wait, what is happening?
1-2. Yeah. And he's like, I don't think he's going to be able to finish anyone right now, so I'm just going to take him out. He doesn't have the strikeout stuff. Benson then gets replaced by Andujar for 1 strike. Yeah, I didn't like that from rough. Tito. But
Tito was going for he's trying to get back in the game. They were down 8-4 at that point, so he was trying to hope Andujar ran into one, make it 8-7 or whatever it was. But the whole key to this series is whose bullpen pitch is better. Because we saw Strahm and Hoffman and some of these guys, Kerkering last in the postseason against the Mets last year. They didn't pitch very well. So Duran, okay. But then will Strahm and Kerkering and some of these other guys step up and take over? Because no starter is going to go 9 innings.
No. And if you're Philly, I think you try to do what the Reds did okay in the first inning of their Game 2 loss. They actually took some decent pitches from Yamamoto. They were not biting at some pitches from him, and then it all kind of fell apart. Yamamoto was locating more, but they did not bite as much, and Teo made the mistake. He had a 26-pitch first.
Yeah. I mean, he 14 extra pitches because Teo dropped the fly ball.
Totally.
So great, but also, they put some at-bats on him. They fouled off a bunch of pitches. They did take some pitches, but as the game went on, Yamamoto got better.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like, once after that first inning, it was like, all right, once the Dodgers started swinging at Mookie 4 hits, and you could just sense it coming.
Yeah, but if you're on Philly, is that part of your game plan? Hey, let's try and ride up pitch counts because
let's get in the bullpen.
We want the bullpen
as fast as possible. We want whoever comes out of that door is not going to be as good as the guy that's starting for the Dodgers. So we want that guy out there as quick as we can get him there.
Mm-hmm. And Kratz, we might have a postseason that features a lot more high pitch counts than we've seen in several years because 100's been such a capper so often. But I think that we're kind of reaching this breaking point where starting pitching talent, especially the high-end ones on the good teams, I'd rather have an extra inning or two out of them in many cases.
But you're also looking at teams that they were facing the bottom part of the order that's a little bit weaker. Crochet, bottom part of the order when he stayed in there. Yamamoto was just better than the entire Reds order. Guys that are going deeper, it's going to be a matter of where they're at in the order. Philly, Christopher Sanchez has shown he can go 8-9 innings, but you're also facing Kike Hernandez at the bottom of their order. You're also facing, a pretty deep lineup. So you might not see it quite as deep, but I mean, it's a thing this year and I love it.
Yeah. And I don't need to hear it from the other side here. I get it. Bayo was taken out early and Dylan Cease taken out early. I'm not saying this is universal. I'm just saying we hadn't seen pitches like this. Oh, we got Nick coming up. We hadn't seen pitch counts like this in a minute. So let's break. Let's get to Nick Castellanos next on FT. Oh, and a reminder, text territory 29017 or 2 lids 29017 and receive 20% off your next headwear or apparel purchase at any U.S. lid store. We'll tell you more about it at the end of the show. Okay, AJ, our slab pack ripping continues. Now, you just ripped a card that I think you're actually going to keep.
I am. I'm going to keep it. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. The old, isn't this the famous upper deck one, I believe it is? And I'm going to keep it because I'm going to get Griffey to sign it. I'm going to get him to send it to me, which you can do, and I'm going to get Griffey to sign it, and it's only going to make it worth more. So I am all in on this card. I am keeping it, and it is one of the coolest cards with the highest turtleneck you've ever seen and the gold chain around his neck.
Graded 9, 1989 upper deck. You get the offer for $179. It's valued at around $199. And you're like, nah, I'm keeping it. But if you wanted to sell it back instantly, you can. It's the beauty of Arena Club. AJ's going to send in and get the physical card sent to him. And you can do the same. 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase can happen for you if you go to arenaclub.com/foul and use the code FOUL. I liked this tweet. I just brought it out for you. Imagine if your team had a rotation of Crochet, Rodon, Cease, Giolito. That would be crazy. From Chuck on Twitter last night.
What team would ever have had all those people on one team? What is there any? I'm scratching my head. I can't think of what team would possibly.
What if they had prime Chris Sale on top of all of that?
Yeah, but they got some of those guys because of Chris Sale. So
That's true.
But gosh, what team? I don't know. I'm scratching my lid here, my lid's head here. Which one was it? I don't know. Oh, the White Sox had all those guys. The White Sox had all of. Now Crochet wasn't a starter at the time, but they also had.
They probably should have made him a starter.
They did his last year. Remember? And then Chuck Garfien said it was all his fault. They lost 121 games last year. Remember that? I'm like, wait, what?
Why wasn't he a starter right away?
Because they brought him up early and he got hurt right away. You have to remember he got hurt right away.
Yes.
So he came up in 2020, like fresh out of college, hurt his elbow like the next year. And so then they were trying to take it easy on him. But this is what they did with Chris Sale, and they thought it would work again. Chris Sale was in the bullpen when he first came up, and they're like, oh, he could be our closer. And Sale's like, I want to start. And finally they said, all right, we're going to start you because you're pretty good.
It did work out for both.
I know.
Yeah. Just they don't get to reap all the benefits of the second one.
I mean, there's a lot of White Sox dudes all over the playoffs. It was crazy yesterday. No Giolito.
Hey, we've got Nick Castellanos of the Phillies back on Foul Territory. Nick, we appreciate the time. You know that. It's great to see you. What's up this week? How is your bye week, and what do you do? You got me, Nick?
Yeah, I got you. I lost you for a second.
Okay. So how is your bye week, and what do you guys do during this time period besides sell out the ballpark?
They've done a pretty good job of giving us a good schedule. Guys are coming in and getting treatment as they need, work as they see fit. And they wanted to, have that scrimmage game on Wednesday just to give us as realistic to a live look as possible. And honestly, the city helped a lot with that because it was almost a sellout crowd, which is incredible.
Nick, which team were you on last night? Were you on the Pinstripes or were you on the powder blue team?
I was on the blue team.
Did you guys win or lose?
We won.
Did you get any knocks? Because I wanted to see a box score. I didn't see one.
No knocks. I'm saving that for the ones that count.
That's right. But I want to know, what's it like? You guys sold 31,000 seats to a scrimmage game. Like, not even a real game. The Cleveland Guardians sold 26,000 to a game they had to win to go home. How good are Philly fans?
They care a lot. I'll give you that. I'll give them that. They show up. I think they're a little bit confused, right? Because if somebody struck out, it was somebody that they knew that they wanted to do good, but then somebody that they knew also was striking them out. So, sometimes I could tell they're a little bit like, oh, do we cheer? Like, I don't know. But, we saluted them after the scrimmage game was over, and, they were loud. They're excited. We're excited. So it should hopefully it's something special to come.
Who got the most ovations? Who got the most love where you're like, no matter what happened, that was the dude that they were like, yep, that's my guy?
Honestly, they weren't. Well, they cheered the most for Bryce yesterday because he had the most success. He got 3 knocks and a homer, so he got a lot of love. But nobody that they were just cheering for, blindly.
Was there anybody, who did you face yesterday? That's what I want to know. And was there anybody you were just dying to get a hit off of that you faced? Did you get Duran after he came into his entrance? Who did you face yesterday?
I faced Nola. I faced Walker. I faced Mazza, and I faced Duran.
Oh, so were you the first hitter after his entrance? What was that like? Were you standing there on deck watching the entrance going, wow, this is pretty cool, but I don't know that I want to get this 100-mile-an-hour sinker piece?
It's a great entrance. I'll give it. I have to say that. So, we got to thank Minnesota a little bit for them giving us all the stuff. And then, it's a great entrance. There's no.
Did anybody talk trash?
Oh, did we lose him?
We lost him for a sec. It froze.
That Phillies Wi-Fi, man, I don't know.
Well, there's so many people using it. There's so many people there. They're just always there. They're like, today the ballpark's closed, but there's 10,000 people around the ballpark just hanging out, having a good time.
Okay.
Wait till they get the whole Philly city around there. They're gonna start building restaurants and hotels and everything.
Oh yeah, they will.
They'll never leave. They're never gonna leave.
Kratz, you got him back. Go ahead, run your question.
Nick, who talked the most trash? Because I know live BPs. I just asked somebody this yesterday. Live BPs in spring training, it was all about the trash talk. Somebody got somebody. So who talked the most trash yesterday?
Honestly, there wasn't that much trash talking. Everybody was pretty just locked in on getting their work. It wasn't as like rambunctious and carefree as one might expect. Everybody's pretty focused.
What I want to know is, did you guys share the same dugout? Because that's always awkward if you're in the same dugout. Did they separate dugouts, and did you make one team dress in the visiting clubhouse so you guys could get visiting cheesesteaks?
No, we all dressed in the same clubhouse, but third base and both dugouts were used. The Pinstripe sat in the away dugout, and then Powder Blue sat in the third base dugout.
Bryce.
Or
That was
first base
Bryce.
dugout.
That was Bryce, wasn't it? Because Bryce was on the Blues, and Bryce is like, I'm not walking all the way over there. It all came down to who makes the most money. Bryce ain't walking to the third base side. He's like, nah, I'm right here. I'm in my home dugout.
Well, if that's the case, Wheeler would start picking who's in what dugout. But I don't know. I don't know what reason it is for. But that's just kind of the way that it ended up.
Did you watch the other series? Have you watched the other series that are going down? And did you watch the LA-Cincinnati series?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Are you excited?
Yeah, of course.
I know I am. I mean, I think y'all are the two best teams, and it's a shame you only get to play a 5-game series. I want to see you guys go to battle for 7 games. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It should be great. This environment's going to be crazy. Let's see how it shakes out.
When you go into a series like this, do you contact anybody from the other team? Do you do you shoot a text saying like, hey, after game 2, you guys, are you flying out? You have dinners or anything like that when it's this big of a series?
If there was, it depends on who I know on the other team. Certain relationships, absolutely, because it's bigger than baseball. On the Dodgers, I don't know anybody that close where that would happen.
Nick, have they talked about lineup construction for you? Because you got some good numbers. What are you, 2 for 3 off of old Ohtani? He's starting game 1. Has Topper talked to you guys yet about lineup construction and what's going to happen there? Because I think you need to be in there. Okay, because I think you need to be in there with those numbers.
Yeah. Thanks for advocating for me. I appreciate it. Let's see. No lineup has been made. Not yet. So, I think probably tomorrow when we have our practice day, we'll have our meeting and go over everything.
How deep into the scouting report do you guys go? Last year we listened to the Dodgers go, yeah, we knew the Yankees as soon as we got on base. It was about running. It was about pushing the envelope. How in depth do the Phillies go in their scouting report, and how much of it do you feel like is necessary for yourself, but then also for all the guys on your team?
Well, everybody is different. And how in depth do they go? I mean, they go pretty in depth. Our whole coaching staff is full of baseball rats that just consume the sport like a drug. So there's no short of information that's available and information that's given. As far as me, confident and convicted in what I'm doing. But there are some guys that, like Kyle and Trey, that they're also like, they can consume a whole lot of energy, information, and make it work for them. Like, it doesn't slow them down.
That makes sense. What does K Long say? What does Kevin Long say to you guys in these hitters meetings? Is he a big information guy, or is he a more of a here's video guy? Because there's coaches that do it both ways. So what kind of guy is K Long?
Well, he breaks it down, gives you all of their pitchers, what they're like, who's throwing the ball well, who's not throwing the ball well. I don't want to give away all of his secrets, but just does his scouting report. He does a lot of homework. But honestly, what I like about Kevin is that once the playoff comes, he simplifies it a lot. I don't know if he does that on purpose. Times in the playoffs, right? it's so easy to want like the big moments, especially when you're in an environment like Philadelphia. You want to match that energy. And a lot of it is sometimes you just have to not be okay with taking less, but definitely try less hard because all your adrenaline and everything is flowing. So it's all about just taking what the game gives you. And if you end up walking, like trust the guy behind you.
That's how you take team at bats. I love that. What do you think it would mean to this city to win a World Series with this group of guys? But more so than that, what would it mean for you to win it with this group of guys that you've been with essentially straight for 4 years? It's almost all the same dudes.
Well, it definitely would be the bow on top of already, a really memorable 4 years. Because regardless, you know, whether we win or whether we lose, there's no disputing that this has been like a successful group. And as far as Philadelphia baseball goes, there's been a lot of winning over the course of the last 4 years.
Does this feel like, I hate to ask this because I love your group, and your group is like the most fun group of baseball players I've ever seen in my life. But does this feel like the Michael Jordan Last Dance? Because, Schwarber can be a free agent. There's options for here and there, and just the rumors. So do you feel like this is your last chance as a group together to get it done?
We have a lot of people that can go somewhere else. I don't think that it's ever been like addressed as formally as the Last Dance, but just like the scrimmage game yesterday, like the focus was understood. We know what we have in front of us, and now it's our job just on doing the best we can to capture it and honestly just finish it.
Garrett Stubbs, have you taken a hit from the beer bong or whatever he's calling it, the funnel of fun, or what's he calling it? Have you taken a hit from that? It's a beer bong. It's not a, I didn't use the wrong word. I don't know what he calls it.
No, I personally have not taken a hit from that. I feel like if we win the whole thing, I'll do anything that's available in the clubhouse. But I feel I don't know. I don't know if it's me getting a little old and stuff. I feel like going bananas for something that we're supposed to do. I'd have to be forcing it. Like I would be pretending to lose my mind. I feel like with this group we were expected to win the division. I feel like with this group we're expected to go deep into the playoffs. But naturally the celebrations for me just get a little bit more and more over the top as the deeper we go into October. So no, I haven't hit the beer bong yet.
Hey, listen, you can say that, but Stubby's going crazy. You guys win a regular season game, so he's pulling out all the gimmicks. So if you got, I know you're supposed to win the division, you're supposed to do this and supposed to do that. If you guys beat the Dodgers, Stubby, it might catch. What is it, Broad Street? What's the street there in Philly? You might see him running into suspenders, drinking the beer. I mean, who knows what Stubby will do if you guys win this round?
Yeah, an Alex Ovechkin impression.
Stubby is never one to shy away from a good time. That's for sure. He's right in the middle of anything that's brotherhood, and nothing but smiles, good energy. He's a winning player, regardless of whether he steps on the field or not.
All right, last one from me. You surprised at any of the teams that didn't make the playoffs? Because we had surprises of teams that did. You surprised at any of the teams that didn't make the playoffs based on seeing them throughout the season?
I mean, you're always a little bit surprised when a team goes out and spends $760 million on one player and doesn't make the playoffs. Am I surprised? I don't know, because baseball is very hard. But that and not talking shade or anything. Sorry for cursing, but usually when an accusation like that is made, a team does better than when they did in the past.
The one thing I'll say about the Phillies, and Kratz is a huge Phillies fan. I never was a Phillies fan. I never was around it that much. Watching you guys play makes me want to be a Phillies fan. So if I asked you to get me a couple tickets, if you guys win the DS to the LCS or the World Series, can you hook me up so I can bring my son and maybe I can hit the beer bong after you guys win just for fun?
Yeah, after this is over, I'll shoot you this number, Jess. She handles all that, and yeah, I'll tell her that. Hey, look out for AJ. He's gonna text you about tickets.
Because the last time I came to a Phillies game, it was in the last time you guys won the World Series. It was Halloween. I bring my son. We tried to go to a game every year. It got rained out. I was pissed. I was like, no, my son didn't get to experience it. It was Halloween. He didn't get to trick or treat, and he didn't get to go to the game. So instead, I got drunk. So whatever.
So win at the end.
Yes, of course. Always win at the end.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Exactly. Well, Nick, thanks for joining us, dude. We're excited for the weekend. Good luck. We'll be watching, and hopefully we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
No problem. All right, guys.
Hey, thanks for bearing with us, by the way. Obviously, we were trying to work through the connection, do the best we can. So I'd rather take 70% connection on Nick than nothing. Mason Miller, by the way. Yeah, Nick's fun.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, we'll get him again in the offseason. Brett Anderson, former big league pitcher, tweeted this last night. Arguably the best pitch ever thrown by a human being. He retweeted or quote tweeted one of the Mason Miller pitches from yesterday.
It was 104.5. Dotted.
Dong. What do you do with that pitch?
Nothing. You do what Carson Kelly did, and you just go back to the dugout and go, yeah. Help? I don't know. What do you do? Try to foul it off? I don't even know if you can foul that pitch off.
450, dead center, baby. That's what you do with it. Back in my day. Dude, that's exactly what you tell. Exactly what you tell everybody to do. If you can throw the pitch down and away, but we all live up in the zone, banger, ripping the Tommy John slider, that pitch right there is unhittable. That really is the most perfect pitch in all of baseball. Oh, and it was at 104.5.
What was it? His first 8 batters faced were strikeouts?
Yeah, until you hit the guy.
Right. We're in the postseason. These are good hitters. And he's just mowing them down. He is amping it up to another level. And for me, Kratz, I'm grateful that he was traded. Because I brought this up yesterday. Our sport can see guys go through their prime and not play in the postseason. We all deserve, the world deserves to have people like Mason Miller at center stage, not with the A's who are in an 80-year rebuild.
I don't think they need to make the postseason. I think they need to see guys like this in positions to push their team into the postseason. It's too hard to always say, oh, we're going to make the postseason. I hope Leo DeVries is a ridiculous player one day. Because that's who they gave up to get Mason Miller, worth every penny. Whatever he becomes, it is worth every penny if Mason Miller pushes the Padres onto a World Series championship.
I think even if he's just pitching well for them in postseason games, then it's worth it.
He's done this postseason. He's worth every – now, I mean, if they win this series, the biggest question is, can he pitch today?
Yes.
Which we'll get into a little bit here. But
yeah, we'll get into it,
but – what he's done already, I mean, he's the most dominant pitcher going right now.
It doesn't look like he's, as crazy as it sounds, like he's exerting energy, but I feel like he's got plenty in the tank.
He hasn't had any traffic.
No, they're not stress pitches.
He's just playing catch, bro.
Better than box scores. What a Yankees-Red Sox series. This is reigniting the rivalry in my mind. It is taking center stage. It is prime time. And we'll mix in our thoughts from games 1 and 2, but I do want to make sure we push it forward. And I would like to start with the fact that you have 2 big markets, storied franchises, both postseason bound, and they're in an elimination game. One of them is going to see their season end, and they're both throwing out rookies.
Yeah. One of them is from Northeastern. Is in Boston. Schlitter went to
Schlittler
Northeastern, by the way.
was a Red Sox fan.
Yes, of course he was.
Mhm.
And early, right? Early.
Connolly Early has 4 big league starts.
Yeah, well, that's what they got because
Mhm.
Giolito's down. So
this isn't a slight. They both have great stuff.
No,
I'm just like, this is
the one
it.
thing I'll try here. This is great right here. Cam
Schlittler. I've said it a lot this year, and I've heard the broadcaster struggle through it. First time facing Boston.
That's amazing.
That was his first time facing Boston,
in
right?
2020 when he was in Northeastern.
Yeah, they do the exhibition game.
But listen, it's pretty awesome that this is how much the game has changed. Remember John Lackey back in 2002 pitched Game 7 for the Angels and was the first rookie to start a Game 7 in like forever. And now here we are, elimination games. We got rookies starting out with Ciccone and Cleveland, right? And these 2 rookies starting. There's rookies starting all over the place. So it's this is just the way it is now in baseball. You go with the big guys with the best stuff. You hope to get them one time through the order, and then you run to the bullpen.
And it's a younger game, right?
Yeah.
So many rookies get called up. There's so many stories where it's like, this guy was an A-ball in the beginning of the season, and look where he is now. I mean, we're getting a lot of that.
I'd hate to see these dudes in A-ball because they are throwing up some nasty funk. Schlittler just rose through the system, and to see that in the bushes, you're like, when do we play this? When do we play Somerset again? The Yankees AA? Maybe he'll be out of here next time we get through here.
I love it, though. I love it. Go with the best people you got. And again, they're going to be out. They're not going to be out there very long. They're going to be out there. If they get 3 innings out of them, both these guys, before they run to the bullpen, it'll be a great job by both of them.
But if they're pitching well, they'll let them eat. No? You don't think so? I think the Yankees have to be careful. Schlittler's had some really strong performances, and he can go deep.
Yeah.
I think the Yankees have to be careful about pulling someone early. Like, do you like the way that they handled Rodon?
Well, you know what? It was funny. Aaron Boone took all the heat. Max Fried. And then he went to get him, and Rodon talked his way back in. He got the next 2 guys out and obviously got out in a double play and got out of it. And then he let him go back out there, and it was walk. Remember? And then Cruz came in, and I don't know what that bunt attempt by Cedon Rafaela was. He literally tried to bunt at a ball that might have hit Aaron Boone in the home dugout. That's how far outside it was. Popped it up, and then obviously he got out of it. But yeah, I mean, the Red Sox kind of let him off the hook, I felt like, a little bit there.
Isn't the Boone decision a direct reaction to Game 1?
Yes.
Has to be.
He heard all the static.
Also, they lost. They lost Game 1. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dave Roberts letting Yamamoto pitch a career high.
Good for Dave Roberts.
In terms of his tosses. And Kratz, it's not always going to work out. I mean, we had a time period where managers let starters go really deep into postseason outings until 3rd, 4th time around. They started getting hit. Some didn't need to be pitching that deep into outings. But in this particular scenario, do you think the Yankees are making some adjustments on the fly? And how do you think that factors into Schlittler? Because the same bullpen guys are being used, so the Red Sox are going to get another look at them if they're going to use them again.
The Red Sox are in worse shape, though, because Cora went for it yesterday, especially at the end.
Yeah, but
you can't let that guy go that many pitches. I'm sorry. You can't let Whitlock go 40-something pitches because he's not available today.
No, he's not, but Fernando Cruz has pitched both games, right? Mm-hmm. Bednar's pitched both games. Is Devin Williams both?
Pitched both games.
Both games. Okay. So those 3, are they going to all pitch again?
Yes.
Bednar will.
Okay.
Will. I'm sure all 3 of them will, yes, if they need to.
But
they didn't throw a huge amount of pitches.
If Schlittler's going 3, you have a lot to do to get to those guys. Kratz, if he looks like I've seen him in many of his outings, I'm letting him eat.
Scoreboard. Isn't this section called Better Than Box Scores? Check out the scoreboard. That is exactly how long you're going to let them go. If it's a 0-0 game and the lane comes up where there's a chance somebody has a 2-0 count in front of the lane of where another pitcher is going to have a better chance than Schlittler, that guy's coming in. That's how it's going to go. Now the Yankees come out. They hit a 3-run dinger in the first. Schlittler might be able to cruise through that lane if he's continuing to go well. No manager is going to lose with a rookie on the mound. No manager is going to lose with their best pinch hitters on the bench, with their best pitchers in the bullpen in an elimination game.
Chapman's got 2 innings in him if they want.
If they need him to, yes. Yes.
Whitlock might be the only one that's down. In my opinion, Whitlock might be down. And everybody tries to say, oh, well, what kind of adjustments can the Yankees make? I don't know that it was necessarily, okay, well, Fried didn't talk himself into it. Carlos Rodon talked himself into going back out there, but then you got to reevaluate. Carlos Rodon has to be honest. Like, of course he's going to be like, yeah, I got it. How do you know that dude's going to come out and plunk the first dude on a 2-0 and then throw 4 straight balls to Duran? Or maybe he plunked Duran and walked the first guy. I don't know what exactly happened there, but you don't know that he's going to do that. So it's a two-way street. It's not just a Booney street or an Alex Cora street. It's a, how do you truly feel? What is happening? And that might be how you win and lose the game tonight.
What about position player-wise? There's more to decide always with the Yankees, or at least it seems that way.
You're running Jazz back out there.
That was the one thing he said post-game.
You're running Jazz, but hopefully he played, what did he say? He played the show last night or 9 innings or whatever he played last night?
That was the night before to get someone to rage quit. He just wanted to take his frustration out. That's a good way to do it. Just beat someone's ass in a video
Yeah, but
game.
imagine the poor kid. He could have just said he went out and played. I run ruled the guy. There's some poor 12-year-old kid out there who's like, well, I got run rolled last night. Was it Jazz Chisholm that got me? Maybe that's why he had his back turned to the media. He was actually playing a game of
That's true.
MLB 9 innings.
Telling him he makes more money than him.
What was the other? I'm not going to say it, but the other thing he sent out there all the time.
Oh gosh, he's a trip. Where are we at on the rest? I mean, Ben Rice.
Ben Rice hit the homer. Ben Rice homer.
Doesn't he have to get all his at bats?
You would think, but you're going to take Goldschmidt out against the lefty, knowing that they're going to run to righties eventually at some point.
Well, that's my question.
I think you start Ben Rice.
Do you just go right away, Ben Rice, and just let him get 4 at bats?
I think you do. If I'm Aaron Boone, yes.
Okay. He's their hottest power hitter right now.
And you save Goldie for when they bring Chapman in. I don't think you put Ben Rice in there against Chappie unless he's got a history. I don't know what his history is against him. But if you start Goldie and then you go right to Ben Rice, you might be matching up in a bad situation late in the game where you can then the Red Sox advantage ultimately happens. So, yeah, Ben Rice in there, 100%.
Which team needs this more?
The Yankees.
Why?
Yankees.
They're more loaded up this year?
Because of exactly what you just said, yes.
Yankees made the World Series last year. Red Sox hadn't been good in years.
Because they haven't won in the the Aaron era. The Aaron's era.
Okay.
Aaron Boone and Aaron Judge, they haven't won a World Series. And nobody cares. The Red Sox are looking at this like, hey, we didn't really do a lot, and here we are.
Traded Devers made the playoffs.
Yes.
No Roman Anthony.
Yes. The Red Sox fans will come up with excuses.
Okay.
Meaning, like, yes, what you just said. We traded Devers, no Anthony, no Cassis, no this, no that, da-da-da-da-da.
I forgot about Cassis.
No Giolito, right? No this, no that. Well, the Yankees are, other than Garrett Cole, they went and got everything they wanted. They made trades at the deadline. They got Devin Williams. They signed Max Fried, right? They went out and got Goldschmidt. They went out and traded for McMahon, right? All these things that they needed to do, they thought to help them. So it's always the Yankees if they don't win the World Series. Like, the World Series is great, but now what happens is with the Yankees fans, they think, oh, we made the World Series, so next year we're going to win it because now we have experience. To lose in the division series, that doesn't sit well with Yankee fans.
No. Okay. We're going to talk to Derek Levandowski, Pinstripe Territory, about the pressure that the Yanks face in an elimination game like this against the Red Sox, taking them on at home. And I believe we're going to get Robbie Hyde for the Monster Territory side of the equation for a Battle Royale. So we'll get to that. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Coming right up. Hello. We are back. We're going to talk to Robbie and we'll talk to Derek, our mighty hardworking hosts for their post-game shows, battling it out here to let us know their thoughts on this one coming up. So we're excited for it. What's the tweet? Yeah, show me tweets. Show me tweets.
Lou Merlone.
Connolly early with his, classic line. Yeah, I'm going to go out there and be amped, blah, blah, blah. Lou Merlone, who's dialed in on the team out there. I don't know how long he goes, but I'll say this. I have zero concerns with this kid on the mound. He's legit, attacks, gets swing and miss, and won't be afraid.
That's what everybody said. What did Mike Tyson say? Till you get punched in the mouth? Everyone has a plan to get punched in the mouth?
And then you go, he's only made 4 starts, guys. Take it easy.
No, listen, I hope this kid goes out. I hope this is a great game.
Me too.
But I hope they score 8 runs. But I hope this is a great game.
Same.
Into a lock.
This has been a great series. 2 games so far. It felt like 5.
No, it's been awesome. There's been so much strategery and so many things that could go right or wrong, and there's so much to talk about. It always is the Red Sox and Yankees, though.
We've never seen something during this short run. We've never seen a team lose game 1, win the next 2. In this small wild card 3-game era.
Has won every series. We've also only seen 2 game 3s, and we got 3 today.
It was only a matter of time until that all got broken up.
Yeah.
This is what the league is selling, Kratz. These series are very intriguing in a package, right, for them to sell. And I think these are going to go to NBC next. But it's cool to get the 1. But if they're all 2-0, it's much less sexy. Game 3 then turns into what they had, which was a winner-take-all 1-gamer before this.
Which is what everyone wants to lean a little bit closer to the screen for. Everybody's going to be watching. If you weren't watching last night, or if you only watched part of the game, this is legit October baseball already.
Yeah, and obviously we're talking about the Yankees and the Red Sox right now. We're doing a post-game show on the Tigers and the Guardians, and we'll talk about that series coming up a little bit later. And then same with the Cubs and the Padres. We've talked more about that series than any because we did 2 post-game shows on those 2 teams. So anyway, we're going to talk to Derek and Robbie.
Series. It's like all evenly matched teams.
Yes.
No matter how good bad you think they are, all these teams are even in these series.
Just look at the BetMGM lines. They're basically pick'em games. Here we go. Battle Royale. There are 5 human beings on the screen right now. We're talking Yankees, Red Sox with 2 dudes who know these teams as well as anyone on the planet. Derek Levandowski right below me, superstar host of Pinstripe Territory. And next to him is Robbie Hyde, his counterpart, running Monster Territory. Derek, I'll let you kick this thing off. We'll just go really big picture here. Do you think there is a lot more heat on the Yankees organization to advance to the next round than the Red Sox? And then, Robbie, you can follow.
All I know is that 2004, despite being 21 years ago, is still fresh in my mind. Watching the Red Sox celebrate, at our ballpark, and then again 2018, 2021, it's about time that we reverse the reverse of the curse. And I got to say this: this has been a really great series. It's been 2 teams that are fighting for the 90 feet. You see these guys playing, tight defense and just going all out. And I got to say, Game 3 is so much sexier when it's dressed up like Game 7.
Robbie? Are we going to get an argument to this or what? Are we just going to sit there and
take
it?
Also, was popping up on the screen. Hello.
Also, wait, Robbie, before you go, I'm going to actually do something it's a classic in both cities is I think you got to turn your volume down or something like that because we are hearing the double action. It sounds just like my childhood where I'm listening to the radio station and the truck driver's listening to the show and he's talking and they're like, hey, Joe, we got to get you to turn your volume down, okay? Derek knows what I'm talking about. We got to get the volume down. So we'll give it a shot, but we're hearing a little echo action. So, Robbie, let's give it a shot here.
Is this a little better?
I don't know until we know, but go for it. Yes. Okay. I've been told yes.
That's a little better. We're good. I don't sound terrible.
Yep. Go for it.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. No, like Derek said, this is Red Sox Yankees, man. This is as good as it gets. This is postseason baseball. But I get it. The Yankees, they've had their down times. They can't seem to get over the hump as of late. For the Red Sox here, it's been misery for us for the last 4 years or so. 2021, we had a good run there, but these last few years, I mean, we got to do something here to get over our own hump. This is going to be a battle here tonight. Coming into the series, I knew this was going to be a chess match. Alex Cora, he's always pushing all the buttons. You saw more of that last night. A couple of them didn't work out. But Boone's going to do the same thing. This is going to be an interesting matchup tonight, especially with a couple of rookie pitchers on the mound.
Okay, so what's the biggest key for both of you guys? We'll start with you, Robbie. What's the biggest key for the Red Sox to win? And then we'll go to Derek and say, what's the biggest key for the Yankees to win?
I know a lot of Red Sox fans, they're going to say, Connolly early, man. He's got to come up big. He's got to look like, like John Lester did back in 2007, when he went up against the Rockies, got the win. But for me, I got to go Jarren Duran, right? He had that bad box last night, dropped the ball. Now you got the righty back on the mound. He'll be back in the lot. He's got to get that lineup going. Sure, they had the great start from Crochet. Chapman ended up, goodness, what an outing for Chapman that was. But they got to get some bats going here, and Duran starts it off. He's got to get it going, and hopefully he's going to be able to, turn the page here from last night, get that bad error out of his mind.
Derek, run it.
Well, all year I've been preaching the Yankees have got to learn to play fundamental baseball. They got to win tight games. They've got to pitch well in the bullpen in these tough games against good teams. Throw all that out the window. Today, you got to put the ball in the seats. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, if those guys are putting the ball in the seats, I like the Yankees' chances. Now, Cam Schlittler is a guy who throws 100-plus miles an hour. In October, velocity tends to play. If he's able to control his emotions and throw strikes, especially at the top of the strike zone, with that 100-mile-an-hour heater, command the breaking pitch, I like the Yankees' chances. And I'm proud to call Robbie a friend, and I always want the best for my friends. But tonight, Robbie, I hope you have to cry yourself to sleep in misery after the Yankees dance in the Bronx and watch the Red Sox go slowly back through the tunnel and ride back off into the sunset to Boston.
So Derek hopes that they get caught in traffic. I get it. I mean, I feel like that, or maybe like a flat tire or something. My question for both of you, and we'll go first to Derek. What is the one trait that you wish you could take from the Red Sox to have as a Yankees team trait? And same to you then, Robbie, right after Derek's done.
Well, I think that Alex Cora is a better manager than Aaron Boone. I just think that he utilizes the bullpen better. He's got a better sense of how the game is unfolding, a better feel for the game. And that's not to disparage Aaron Boone. I mean, he's a fine manager in his own right. He took the Yankees to the World Series last year, hit a lot of the right buttons. But Alex Cora, in my opinion, is a top 3 manager in the game. And his wisdom and his inability to get rattled, I think, will do the Red Sox well tonight and going forward in the playoffs and over the next several years as their young team continues to mature. I do got to say, I'm very glad that Roman Anthony, I'm sorry that he's hurt, but I'm glad he's not in the lineup tonight because that guy scares me.
Okay, well, here's the thing. For me personally, I look at it and say the Yankees are better positioned to use their bullpen because Whitlock's out and he was one of their best pitchers all year. So who do you guys think bullpen is best positioned to win this game? Chapman didn't pitch. He can give him 2. Bednar's pitched 2 days in a row. Devin Williams has pitched 2 days in a row. Cruz has pitched 2 days in a row. The only one looks down for the Red Sox is Whitlock. He's a big piece, but who do you guys think is better positioned bullpen-wise? Because we know these managers love to use their bullpen.
And let's start with Robbie on that one. Robbie, you go, and then Derek can follow.
I mean, listen, the Red Sox bullpen has been one of the best in the game this year when you're just looking at the numbers. The Yankees bullpen, they got the stuff there, but there's just been a lot of inconsistencies, and I know Derek will agree with me on that one. Now, Devin Williams, he has looked very good as of late, but the Yankees bullpen's like a box of chocolates, right? A lot of good stuff, but sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get. I have to be biased here. I got to say the Red Sox bullpen, I think, are in a better position right now.
I hate to say that I agree, despite them being a little bit tired. I would have more faith in Chapman to go 2 innings. Devin Williams has been throwing the ball well. I would say an X factor tonight could be somebody like Tim Hill. I mean, if you got Matsuzaka or the left-handed Japanese there, I think it's whatever his name is.
Yoshida.
Yoshida.
Matsuzaka's coming back throwing that gyro ball.
Nice,
Watch out.
nice.
Watch out. Throwing 100 pitches in 2 innings, but he's got the gyro ball.
Yeah, I could see Tim Hill coming in a big spot to get him out as a left-handed hitter. I don't like the matchup of him versus Cruz like we had last night because there's so many split-fingered pitchers in Japan. I knew that was not a good matchup for the Yankees. I would much rather see Tim Hill in that spot. I look for Tim Hill to be a factor tonight.
Ben Rice, do you start him even though a lefty is on the mound to save Goldie and possibly pinch hit him in the 9th against Chapman?
Well, I would. I saw him hit the ball hard against lefties a number of times this year. He doesn't scare me that much against lefties. Look, you know as well as anybody that when a hitter is hot and seeing the ball well, as Ben Rice clearly is, 2 home runs in the final game of the season, couple of hits the other night, and he hit one hard that wasn't out. If you're seeing the ball well, I don't think it matters all that much which hand the pitcher is throwing from because you've got the confidence, you're seeing the ball, you're hitting the ball. I feel like Ben Rice gives you a better chance. Now, Goldschmidt coming in for defense, that's fine with me. I could also see Ben Rice starting behind the dish and then going with Goldie at first base, although I think the Yankees prefer to have, the game, the series, the season on the line, a more experienced catcher in Austin Wells. But I personally would go with Ben Rice at first base.
Okay, this is all I want. Thumbs up or thumbs down from everybody, all 5 of us. Was that a hit that Aaron Judge got last night to Jarren Duran, or was it an error? Thumbs up for a hit, error for thumbs down. So why'd they give him a hit? Why'd they give him a hit? They gave him a hit. Come on.
Home cooking.
It's like Derek Jeter. I played against Derek Jeter, obviously, in the old Yankee Stadium, and he wanted to break whoever had the all-time hits record for the Yankees, leading off the game. Ground ball right through our third baseman's legs. Boop, base hit to break the all-time, whatever the record was for the all-time hits for the Yankees. I'm like, that's not a hit. It literally went through Juan Uribe's legs. It took a lot to get through those legs. But come on. I mean, I get home cooking, but come on.
Yeah, I agree with you. But, hey, it's just bookkeeping. At the end of the day, the run counts. Yankees won the game. Judge can eliminate all doubt tonight about whether it's a hit or an error if he puts one in the bleachers 450 feet away. That's what we're looking for tonight.
Robbie, what about the base running blunder from last night that would have put the Red Sox up? This is what the Dodgers said all about the Yankees last year after the World Series and a couple of drinks. Base running blunder, and the team doesn't field very well consistently. Were you pissed about it? Were you like, I thought it would happen at some point?
I've been doing something a little differently this year, or at least over the past couple of months, where I let things marinate a little bit. I like to process it before I react to it. And in the moment, I'm thinking, why is Eaton not running home? Gave it a little time, and I'm still thinking that. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. I don't know if there was just some miscommunication there, if that was on Hudson. I don't know. I mean, great play from Jazz, to stop the ball. He was off balance. He made the bad throw. Eaton's got that speed. He's got that dog in him, man. And I don't know why he didn't go home on that. I think at the very least, it would have been a bang play. And, I don't know. The Red Sox, they like to be aggressive, and that one was, again, they've been doing a lot of the button pushing, right? But this was one of those where they didn't go for it, so that it just confused me all the way around.
Listen, I could have scored on that. Kratz could have scored on that. Scott could have scored on that. Derek could have even scored on that. So I don't, because the problem is the third base coach, but whatever. It happens. It happens fast. Whatever. But here's what I want to know. Jazz Chisholm, after game one, didn't speak to reporters with facing him. He had his back turned to him. Derek, do you support this? And Robbie, what would have happened if, let's say, Dustin Pedroia would have done this in a game that the Red Sox lost? What would have the different reactions been from the fan bases?
Derek first here.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not for me to say whether I support that or not. I mean, the guy reacting in the moment, he was obviously in his feelings a little bit. He responded the right way. He came out and played a good game. Now, he didn't get any hits, but, he made that great diving stop that saved a run, and then he motored around the bases in 9.16 seconds from first to home. I think he's going to have a big night tonight. Even though it's a lefty, I think that he's got the confidence riding high after last night. He's feeling good. If Early hangs one of those sweepers to Jazz, watch for it to go in the bullpen. I feel like Jazz is my sleeper pick for tonight.
Well, before I answer the question, did Jazz ever find his shirt or whatever he was looking for? Did he find it?
Looking for your Terminator, Vaughn?
Honest question. I mean, he looked intent to find it, so I hope he did. But no, Pedroia. I mean, you all saw how Pedroia was. It was a pleasure watching him, not just in the field, but talking to the media. That guy would rattle off some of the best lines, right? Like Laser Show being one of them. No, that's a guy that he goes front and center when the team doesn't perform. When they didn't perform, he would be right there saying, "Hey, we got to be better." So, I get it. Personally, I don't know. Jazz, I think for that game, I think he had a right to be a little upset not being in the lineup there. But you saw last night, that guy can change the game with his legs, even if it's at a minimum. So,
okay, we know who you're going to pick to win. We know who you guys are both going to pick to win. Obviously, Derek's picking the Red Sox. Robbie, you're picking the Yankees. We got that. Okay. Give me the guy. It could be a bullpen guy. It could be a hitter that's going to have the most impact tonight. Who's going to get the big hit, whether it's Ben Rice, whether it's Yoshida, whether it's Jarren Durant. One guy that we haven't talked about that you think will have a big role in tonight's game.
Who do you want first? This is the job of the host.
We'll go Robbie.
Okay.
Since I played for the Red Sox, we'll go Robbie.
Got it.
I'm waiting for Wilyer Abreu to have his moment here. All right, he's going to be back in this lineup now. Now they got the righty. This is his spot right here, right? He's been still trying to work his way back, but I'm hoping for a big knock from him here tonight. We'll see if Seti could get a spot. He's had a knack for a lot of moments this year. But Wilyer, that's the guy that I'm hoping he can break through here tonight, and Durant, like I mentioned earlier, too.
Anthony Volpe has played a heck of a series. On defense, he's getting base hits. He had the home run off of Garrett Crochet. His confidence is obviously riding high. Don't be shocked if Anthony Volpe comes through and gets a big knock tonight.
Ken Rosenthal's X Factor, Anthony Volpe.
That's right. I mean, what a relationship that he's had. What is the relationship meter right now, Derek, with Volpe and Yankees fans because he's had a decent series?
Well, we found out about a month ago that he's been playing hurt, and, he's had a couple of cortisone shots, and he seems to be doing a little bit better. I think the relationship will be a lot better if he has a big postseason. If the Yankees win this series and he has a big game, I think that buys him another season as the shortstop for sure. Not that he was definitely going to be out of the position, but you saw him kind of lose some playing time to Caballero there at the end of the season. Look, I think he's a good kid. I think that he's got a lot of potential. He's had a lot of big moments, but, for a lot of this season, he's struggled. And Yankees fans were starting to boo him, starting to get impatient, and he has a chance to buy back a little bit of that patience today with a big performance.
Quick follow-up. If they don't win, right, and he doesn't necessarily do anything big, I do feel like what you said applies here, where he is enemy number one this year for Yankee fans. I mean, the comments nonstop. How is this guy going to be our starting shortstop again next year? Do you feel that's warranted? I mean, it's a two-parter here. Do you feel that's warranted, and do you think the front office will actually do it, right? I'm iffy on the first part, right? Because I think he's probably like a league average-ish kind of shortstop. Defensively this year, I'm not saying. But overall, in his first few years, he's okay. He's not a star. And I do think that the front office will stick to their guns as much as any front office in baseball when they like a guy, and they like this guy. So what do you think?
Well, it's tough to say. I definitely saw them losing some confidence in him down the stretch. I mean, they were sitting him on days where he was rested, right, where he was healthy and going with Caballero. So I could see them moving on. But I could also see them saying, hey, he was hurt this year. The shoulder problem is no joke. let's give him one more shot. And then if he's still stinking in June of next year, you either slide Caballero back in there or you go get a shortstop. You got a big prospect in George Lombard Jr., who is not ready yet, but he's maybe a year and a half away. You could, find a stopgap to kind of fill in. I think it's a coin toss at this point, but like I said, he can go a long way towards being the opening day shortstop by having a good series or finale tonight and hopefully a good rest of the postseason.
Good stuff, guys. We appreciate you. I know your fan bases do a ton for all the hard work you're putting together the entire season. I know you guys also look forward to the off season where you get to take a little break, enjoy the evenings, the whole deal. We know it. So thank you, Derek. Thank you, Robbie, and to everyone watching right now. If you don't already know, yes, thank you guys. Pinstripe Territory, the YouTube channel, the podcast page. He's got the post-game shows every night throughout the year. Of course, the playoffs, amping up the coverage, preview already for tonight, the whole deal. So check that out. And then Robbie running point on Monster Territory, same deal. After every single game, both of them going at it, especially on a night like tonight. This is what I highly advise for anybody that's either interested in this series or a fan of one of those teams to get both perspectives, especially if say, you're a Yankees fan and you win, you want to really kind of live that glory up and listen to the Red Sox fans upset, or vice versa if you're a Red Sox fan. So anyway, that was fun. Enjoyed it. Love the $5 on FT. We'll swing back and preview the other game threes. Attendance numbers for day 2 of the Wild Card Series. Detroit and Cleveland, 26,669, with many complaints from fans that they're the 1 o'clock game each day. It is what it is, and I know that many people work hard in America and can't take off work, and that's understandable. Padres and Cubs at 41,000. Wait, run it back for me. And then we've got Red Sox and Yankees, 47,993. You'll always get this complaint too. Dodgers at 50,465. That ballpark holds more people. Mm-hmm. So we're not saying this is like some competition. I think really you point out Detroit and the
Phillies
Cleveland
had 31,000 in a scrimmage game last night. Just FYI. So
how much does...
Let's also throw that in there. How come the Mariners, we got to ask Logan Gilbert. How come the Mariners didn't have people in?
The Phillies thing was, I was invited. They invited alumni and everything too to like make it a whole experience. Citizens Bank holds more than that. That was sold out. That was all the tickets that they were allowed to sell, something based on, I think, like non-actual game capacity and stuff like that. But it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous show of, to me, the Phillies organization to do that. But it's also the fact that Phillies fans are coming out hot.
Yeah, and all of it went to charity, by the way.
Yep.
It all went to Phillies charities. That's the move. That's awesome. 43,000 is how much the ballpark holds in Philadelphia, around that, the bank. And then in Cleveland, Progressive Field, they hold about 35,000.
Yeah, there were some empty seats there. First 2 games, there's been empty seats.
Yeah. We see this, though, with the day games.
I get the 1 o'clock
Remember
thing.
Tampa?
Well, they had to. I remember, listen, I played in Oakland. I played a game 5 in Oakland. There was nobody there.
Really?
Nobody there.
Like how much? Like how much?
I don't even 20,000 maybe. This is when they had this is the Moneyball year in 2002 when they ended that stupid shit. 2002. This is when they had Hudson, Mulder, Zito, Chavez, Tejada was the MVP, Ramon Hernandez, the whole kit and caboodle. It's the year they made the movie off of. They should have shown the stadium.
He held the dagger or the sword up.
I put that dagger deep in that heart. He killed that vampire.
He did the Baker Mayfield and planted the Twins flag in Oakland.
Did I? Did I ever? Trust me, if you ain't check that game out. Check that game out. You see put that dagger in the heart.
Wow.
Look, seriously, fans need to go and look at the hit that AJ had. And anyway, just watch it. It gives me goosebumps.
We're looking ahead. Other game 3s, Detroit and Cleveland. And again, a reminder, we'll have a post-game show after this one. Jack Flaherty against Slade Ciccone. How is this lined up?
They need good Jack. not Bad Jack. What was the guy's name? Tropic Thunder, Jack, Happy Jack. What was the?
I don't know if I saw that
You
one.
never saw Tropic Thunder?
I saw bits and pieces.
The movie
I
that
didn't see
Ben
the whole
Stiller
thing.
when Robert Downey's like,
I
you
saw
never
it.
go full whatever. He said
Yeah.
the word he can't say.
I don't remember.
You never saw. You never.
I think
seen
I saw
First of all,
bits
if
and
you never
pieces
seen
on
Tropic Thunder,
HBO.
get a life. It's hilarious.
Get a life.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
I watch a lot of
Dude,
stuff.
Tropic Thunder is unbelievably funny.
I will check it out.
Nobody makes me. All right,
So
well,
what?
Anyways.
What Jack? What Jack
There's
are
so
we
many
getting?
good lines in that, but I think it's called Happy Jack. But anyways, we need good Jack. Now, if you're a Tiger fan, you need good Jack to give you, because Hinch is going to do what he did yesterday. He wants one time through, 3 innings possibly, run to the bullpen, and their bullpen is in way better shape, much like other teams than the Guardians is, because the Guardians threw Cade Smith a lot, 32 pitches for 1 inning, second day in a row. Gaddis threw 2 days in a row. Saborski threw 2 days in a row. They're going to actually need some innings from Ciccone. They can't do the 2 innings and get the heck out of there. They're going to need our guy Slade, Orlando guy, represent, to come out and actually give them some innings, because the back end of that bullpen for the Guardians is ding. That's why I was kind of surprised they ran Cade Smith back out there when they're up 6-1.
Why would you do that? I'm trying to remember the situation there. Were they already up 6-1 when he was pitching?
Yeah, because they scored
Yeah,
5 in
because
the 8th.
So
It's
is
the
that
whole-
just, hey, I gotta secure this one and then worry about tomorrow?
And he's already hot. Maybe they think he's already down because he's already gone to who knows. But it's kind of like the whole Joe Madden keeping Aroldis Chapman out there in Game 6 of the 2016 World Series. They jumped out, they got a much bigger lead, and it was like, all right, I thought they were going to take him out, but then he ended up pitching again the next night, and you saw what happened. Ultimately, does it really matter who they throw out there? Is the Tigers' offense going to show up? I mean, AJ might throw an inning, and the Tigers' offense right now is not hitting them. So somebody on that offense needs to step up. I don't care if you're facing Cade Smith on 3 days rest or 3 days in a row.
So Cade entered in the 8th inning, and this was the game going on. We're doing the best we could during our show, so I've got most of it down, but we were looking while we were talking. So Cade enters in the 8th, picks up an out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they score 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then they put him back out there.
And he ends up throwing 32 pitches? How many pitches did he throw? He threw a lot of pitches.
30. Can't see. I'm getting old.
I think it was 36.
Where are you at? 31.
Okay.
31 pitches.
Here's the bigger story besides that. Where are the offense in this game? And the Tigers' offense has been offensive. Right?
Cleveland showed up. Game 2, 3 homers, 6 runs.
No, listen, they all got them all late, but the Tigers' offense is gone. You pinch hit for Riley Green yesterday.
It's your best hitter.
He's supposed to be your best hitter. I know it's a lefty, but I know he struggled a little bit here but Boone ain't pitching for Judge in the postseason, no matter how bad he's done.
And Hinch is brilliant if Jermichael Jones gets a hit.
Of course, but now it opens. Kratz, you know this. It opens it up to Riley Green's going. He said, Riley never had this in his life, where he's like, man, they might pinch hit for me. That is trust me, I've been there. That sucks, dude. When you're thinking the whole time you're up there on deck, and you're like, all right, you're getting locked in. You're like, I'm gonna get this son of a gun. Why is he? Oh, he's throwing this. He's throwing this. He's doing this. He's doing that. And then you hear the. And you don't want to look. You're like, and the manager's like, this guy's gonna hit for you. Because there's, I don't know. It say what you want. Good team, guys. I get it, but
I believe in this too, Kratz, and obviously I didn't play, but yes, you're a perfect example for this because you were often a backup, but when you are always thinking about playing time and making the cut, or what I know he's not worried about making the team, but making the rest of the game, that's a cut. How much of a nuisance can that be?
Huge. And I cannot come from a regular player's standpoint of what it is like to be like, I got this guy. Here's what I can do. I know I can get this guy. I'm coming from somebody who's always thinking they're going to pinch hit for me. If we don't get a lead, if it's a tie ball game in the 7th inning, I'm always hearing, and it was never the whistle, it was always the tss, and you're like, yeah, you either want me to bunt or you are taking me out. One of the two. And then there comes Buster Posey. There comes Salvador Perez. There comes Carlos Ruiz. All the guys. It's hard because what it does is it puts a little bit more pressure on your first 2 at-bats, your first 3 at-bats. Everybody has pressure in the postseason. But when you're going, I need to get a hit, that is a bad place to be because you have to take each at-bat in the moment that it is. If you're like, if I don't get a hit here, they're going to pinch hit for me. And so what do? You maybe are a little over aggressive. You chase out of your zone, not out of the zone, out of your zone. Things that Riley Green's got over 30 home runs on the year. He is clearly their best hitter in their lineup. And AJ Hinch, I commend him for doing what he did, but he also has to go and talk to him now and say, that was a one-off. You're still my guy. Whether he believes him or not, I don't know.
Okay, let's move to the other game for a quick moment. And then we're going to talk to Logan Gilbert of the Mariners soon. We've got the Padres and the Cubs. Yu Darvish and Jameson Taillon are starting this game. We can throw some tweets up there too as things are unfolding before this one. Mike Shildt just had his little press conference where he's laying some things out. I think we've got the first one on the San Diego bullpen. Padres manager Mike Shildt says he's not sure yet about the availability of Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon. Miller has thrown 40 pitches in the first 2 games of this series, back-to-back days. Morejon, 42 pitches. I mean, we could rack the other one, too, if you have it, about Nick Pivetta. Pivetta pitching in game 1 of this series. Don't got it. Okay, I can actually click into it. I'm a big boy. I'm getting lazy.
What are you clicking on?
I'm clicking on a tweet about, he said, all hands on deck for the Padres, with Shildt noting Nick Pivetta is not throwing his side session today, just in case.
I'd say who's not available, Dylan Cease.
Correct.
He's not. So
he can bounce back quick, though, because how many pitches did he go? 50?
Yeah, but still, he's not.
No, not today. I'm saying, they can pop him back up in another game for the DS if they advance with probably shorter rest.
Yeah. Listen, Dylan Cease takes the ball, man. He takes
does.
the ball. But again, this is what happens when you lose game 1. It makes game 2 so much more important. You look at the teams that lost game 1, they have to go to the bullpen. And the best part of this is look at the lines for the pitchers' outs, because I always like to look at that, and sometimes I'll take certain outs. But Darvish and Taillon are both like 10 is the line for over-under how many outs they get. 10! And these are 2 experienced starting pitchers. 10, I think. 9.5 maybe. 9.5 to 10. That's craziness. Jack Morris, 10 innings, shutout piece against the Braves in Game 7. Never happen again. Ever happen again.
I think I like the
Madison Bumgarner. 5 innings out of the bullpen after throwing a start 2 nights before.
Right. Do you like the over on any of those?
I looked at it. The one I would say is Darvish if he's dealing.
That he'll go?
Taillon.
Playoff Darvish?
What's that?
Playoff Darvish?
Well, he's been good, though. Actually, you say that. He's actually, his last few starts in the playoffs have been good. When he pitched Game 7, and I love you, Darvish, but when he pitched Game 7 for the Dodgers against Houston, I was like, bet everything against the Dodgers.
But that was 2017.
That's what I'm saying. That was a long time ago.
What happened in 2017?
He's been a lot better now.
Anyone know what happened in 2017?
They lost.
It wasn't happening at their place.
At Dodger Stadium.
It was in LA. They don't have a camera underneath in LA.
I don't know. We never really learned anything. We didn't get all the nitty-gritty details.
Okay, Scott.
What?
All right. Anyways.
You think he just sucked? He just sucked?
He's been better. And he's pitched good against the Cubs recently. So that's why I would think he'd be the one. Craig Counsell and letting Taillon go out there for 4 or 5 innings. And the wind's blowing out. Just saying.
Is the wind blowing out for this one? Ooh-wee. Good. I'm looking for some offense. You're right on Darvish. So in 2024, 6 2/3, 2 runs in Game 5 NLDS against LA.
Mm-hmm.
Also against LA. That was a loss, but in a win, 7 innings, 1 run.
Yeah, because against LA, remember they didn't score. They went like 20 innings without scoring.
Yes. And the year before that, though, some really nice outings.
Yeah, he's been good. Listen, early on, he was not good. He's gotten a lot better.
You're right.
You know who's cheering for this? What you just said about offense? All the teams that have buys and waiting. the Brewers, the Mariners, the Blue Jays are like, I want to see an 8-7 game. I want to see a 9-8 game because everybody's on fumes and they get one day off. I get it's the playoffs, but every single chance that someone's out there, your team is just that much fresher.
Right. When you look at the Dodgers series just now and you're the Phillies, you're like,
You know what that was for the Dodgers? And we talked about it yesterday. They were scrimmage games.
tune-up.
That's what it seemed like.
Mhm.
Although I know it kind of got a little
Twice, eighth inning.
It was tune-ups. It was what we talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was, we have to play these games. We don't get to use the 5 days off excuse. Like teams will use it if the team loses. They'll go, we had too many days off, right? They didn't get that. They get their at-bats live against legit pitchers. I mean, Zach Littell and Hunter Green are legit. The Reds bullpen has been the best bullpen, right? Their hitters got to see those. Their pitchers got to see it. And Dave Roberts got another chance to figure out who the heck he's going to pitch in the bullpen.
You're right.
Right now, it's Roki Sasaki. Yamamoto to Sasaki.
They got a Roki rep in the postseason against a much weaker opponent.
Twice. They got he only pitched once, sorry.
Scotty, I don't know if you know about this, but in scrimmage games and spring training games, there's a thing they call roll it. When the pitcher's got too many innings, you don't want anybody getting hurt. He's thrown too many pitches. They just roll it up. That was the only difference, that it wasn't a scrimmage game, that the Dodgers in that couple of those bullpen innings could have been like, roll it. And then you're standing on deck like, what? Could have done it.
Exactly. Well, somebody that's going through scrimmages this week is going to join us next. Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners, coming soon on Foul Territory. Got a little tweet from the legendary Sarah Langs. Teams playing in their home ballparks are 64-66 all time in winner-take-all postseason games, a.k.a.
home field advantage doesn't mean anything.
Not much. I wish it did, but it doesn't mean a ton, right?
Doesn't mean anything.
What about the first team to score?
First team to score matters.
Much
you always
more.
want to be the first team to score, especially the road. That's why I said I always like being on the road sometimes in these playoff games, because if you score first, the pressure goes through the roof on the other teams.
Sarah Langs had a tweet about the team that scores first, and I don't remember what it is. That's brutal by me, and I honestly think being on the road sometimes in the playoffs, there's less distraction. Some people might say, well, your family has to get there. You don't know where the next city is. The teams that take care of the families and everything wipe that completely off the table. You're on the road and you score. It is so cool to see the entire stadium just quiet as a church mouse, except for your one section of family and then your one section of people you don't really like that much that's in the upper deck that you bought much cheaper tickets for, and your bench. That's it. That's the only cheering you hear.
I found it. Sarah Lang said teams that score first are 84-49 all time in winner-take-all postseason games.
Score first.
That's big.
Mm-hmm. I mean, scoring in general is good.
Scoring.
Score. We're back. Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners is here. Logan, great to have you on. Thank you for spending some time with us during the bye week here while you watch the other teams slug it out. Great to have you on. How you doing?
Hey, all good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So, Logan, it's crazy. This is already your 5th season pitching in the bigs, pitching for Seattle. I'm going to give you a layup to start. I'm guessing you haven't seen Seattle quite like this over the last couple months, really maybe call it since the trade deadline. What has it been like over the last couple months versus what you experienced in your first 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, the whole team is probably the most complete I've ever seen it since I've been here. One of the best lineups in the league, and probably the most complete top to bottom. And then, we've had good pitching for a long time. I feel like we still have good pitching. Our bullpen's really good. Mooney on the back end is one of the best closers. So I think all the way around, just one of the most complete teams probably.
Logan, did you guys had the scrimmage game? Was it yesterday you guys had the scrimmage game to try to stay sharp? Did you pitch in that?
No, it was mostly bullpen guys. It was just like a 5-inning game. So them getting some work. We got another one today, and Ichiro was out there in right field too. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, my question was, why didn't you do it like the Phillies did and open it up to fans? The Phillies had 31,000 people at their scrimmage game last night. And second of all, do you think you could punch Ichiro's ticket if you got the chance to face him? He is like 50 years old. So you think you could punch his ticket if you faced him?
I would love to try that. He might humble me though, so I actually don't know if I want that. He's still got it for sure. He's putting in work every day in the cage. You hear him in there. So I really don't know if I could or not. But we did have fans. We had like 5,000 out there. They kept it to 5,000, but we're still able to get some fans in there.
Wait, okay. The bullpen guys threw. Is there a more complaining group of people than bullpen pitchers? I throw too much. I don't throw enough. And now you have a whole scrimmage that's just built around those guys.
I can't say a word because it's going to get back. And those guys have saved way too many of my runs for me to ever say a word. So I love those guys. I hope they get all the rest that they want. If they throw, that's great. But they've helped me out a ton.
Rest. That's really what I was bringing it up for. Rest. You guys got the bye. Not last year, the years before. Everyone's like, oh, this team, they sat. It's no good. The bye's terrible. Even one of the guys on our show, Todd Frazier, said about it. What's the feeling in your locker room when you guys knew you were getting the bye, and now that you're in it and you're rested, are hitters like, this is great, I feel like it's the first day of the season? Or are they like, I can't ever get a hit against another big league pitcher again?
I mean, if you get to a point where you earn a bye, it's a big deal. And I think we're in a good position where you're 160 games in. You got to let the body rest for a day or two. That's a really big deal as a hitter, as a pitcher. So it's not an excuse to show up if you win a game or lose a game, if you had a bye or not. It's the best team's going to win the game. I don't think it should be an excuse ever. And like I said, if you get some rest right now, that's a really big deal.
All right, Logan, I got to fly to Seattle tomorrow to do your series here for Fox, okay? So have they told you what game you're pitching so I can start doing prep? Have they said, because we keep asking and nobody will tell us, so have they told you who's starting game 1? Are you starting game 1, 2, 3? Where are we at here?
Well, I guess nothing's been announced, so we're still waiting to say.
You know, though!
Who knows?
You know! So just give me a...
Blink twice.
Well, I didn't know if it was announced yet. I mean, you just told me. I guess it wasn't announced, or I don't know what the schedule is. I think that's the answer I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, but we don't want the answer you're supposed to say. I want the answer of when you're pitching. Dang it!
I know.
So I'm going to say game 2. I'm just going to throw game 2 out there and just wink or smile if it's game 2. Game 2, perfect. Got it. Thank you.
I don't know.
Does it matter? Does it matter to you what game you pitch? I know everyone's going to say, just whatever for the team, whatever for the boys. But is there like, kind of like an opening day feel? Everybody's going to have enough rest to throw. Does it matter which game you throw?
I think everybody wants the ball game 1, to be honest. That's a big deal, but only one guy's going to get it. And fortunately, we're on a team where we got 4 or 5 guys that I think could have the ball game 1. So we're going to be in a good spot either way. And when it comes to your turn and you're out there in a playoff game, you're not going to be wondering or complaining about which game. You got the ball in your hands. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How's Brian Wu? How's that inflamed pectoral muscle, which I've never heard of before, but how's he feeling?
He's feeling good. I checked in with him yesterday. I think he has a bullpen today, and everything's been going really good from what I've heard. So we're, I guess, pretty confident to have him back soon.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the easiest question you've ever had to answer in your life right now. Who's the American League MVP?
It's Cal Raleigh, right? It's got to be.
I mean, right? Why are you asking me? I've been banging this drum for months now. You're on his team. You tell me.
61
right?
if you count the homer yesterday in the scrimmage. So I'm counting it. 61 homers as a catcher. It's a big deal what he's doing.
Who did he go deep off of yesterday?
Oh, gosh. It was Bizzardo, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Do you know he had 0 pass balls this year?
I just saw that came out. That's pretty cool. I had no idea.
I mean, platinum glove, 61 homers. I mean, he's MVP for me. Just
gotta
saying.
be. Nobody's done it.
Well, Logan, I'm sure you've seen this. I mean, there is a very large contingent of the baseball community that thinks that Aaron Judge should win the award. And obviously, I'm not going to have you knock or say, hey, this is what he's better at. But for me, what I'd like to get is more depth within how a catcher's importance, like Cal, is to the team that, maybe numbers can't describe, right? I think often the MVP award is becoming a WAR award, and those two are close, but Judge does have the advantage. He has the advantage on some park and league adjusted statistics like OPS plus, like he's 213 and Cal's 180 or whatever it is, right? So I think coming from you, it's important to understand how much of a difference maker he is in a number of different components. And if you can mix this into the conversation, we have 2 catchers on our show every day. Is a catcher more important than an outfielder or basically any other position player?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking most valuable player, it's got to be everything, right? And the toughest position, number one, is catcher, for sure. It's the hardest position. The most goes into it. The most is required of you. So he's hitting 60 home runs, banged up, getting a foul ball, or I spike one and it hits his neck, and then he turns around and hits a homer the next at bat. Like, things he's doing has never been done before. You mix in him working with 12 different pitchers, knowing what works for them, how to get them back on track, the game planning every day, most prepared guy I've ever seen. So when you're talking about most valuable player, I think he brings everything to the table in a position that requires so much out of you.
All right. So the kids call that glazing, bro. Like you're totally glazing him. I need you to tell us what his least admirable trait is. Like Cal has hit everything he's done this year has been perfect. He has caught a division winner. He got you guys, through games catching. He won the home run derby. His dad threw to him. His brother caught. Like, it's like perfect. Like, does he smell by the 9th inning? Like, is there something that you're like, man, this really annoys me? Does he eat loud or anything?
Finally, I've been waiting for that question because, it's the whole year it's been talking about how good Cal is, rightfully so. But he gets cranky a lot, especially when you shake him off, and the starters take exception to this. He's usually right, I'll give him that, but if we shake him off, he definitely lets us hear about it, and he gets kind of moody back there.
Let me explain something to you, Logan. All catchers get moody and cranky when pitchers shake us off, okay? Because you guys don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you all think you're smart. Especially if you went to Stetson. We'll get into that later. Or Wekiva High School. We're also going to get into that. But they all think they're smart, okay? Because they're like, I watched a film once that said I should throw this pitch. So understand that's not just a Cal thing. It's every catcher. I'm sure Garv gets upset if you shake him off. He's like, no, you gave up a hit. Listen to me. It's not just Cal, okay? It's every catcher. Just understand that. Your life will be much easier.
I usually give up a hit, too, when I end up shaking, so he lets me.
Well, also, they were roommates, right? You guys have been together throwing since, A-ball?
Yeah, high A.
Yeah, so that becomes a little bit of a stepbrother situation, right? Because you guys, could finish each other's sentences. Is the bond even closer because of how much time you guys have spent and you went through the rugged minor league life to get to this point?
Yeah, for sure. I saw him back then when he wasn't, what people are seeing now. So I feel like we have a good relationship that we can be honest with each other and, not have to say things perfectly. If he wants to get on me or me on him, we have a good relationship to help each other out, be accountable, that kind of stuff. And that goes back to 2019, I guess.
Be honest. What did you see? What did you see, Cal, being when you guys were roommates back in the day? What did you see maybe his ceiling? Because you both thought you were going to be big leaguers. You thought you were going to be an all-star, Cy Young candidate year in and year out. What did you see in him?
I remember him getting super hot in high A in June or something, and he hit like 8 homers in a month or something like that. And I thought, this is one of the hottest streaks I've seen. This is like his ceiling. And then he's hitting like 10 a month in the show all year this year. So I thought he'd, I don't know, maybe hit like last year, 30 homers, 100 RBIs, crazy for a catcher. And then he goes out and doubles it this year. So I really didn't think he'd get to this point, but it's pretty cool.
Okay, enough about Cal. As Kratzy said, you've glazed him enough now. Okay, so I want to ask you about the other guys you picked up at the trade deadline. Gino Suarez and Josh Naylor. Which one is more fun? Because they both seem like a ton of fun to play with. And does Josh not rock? Does he not rock the baby for you guys when he gets these big hits? He kind of stopped doing that. Did you guys take that away from him?
I'm still waiting to see it. I don't know. I think it might be a playoff thing, so keep an eye on it this weekend. We might see it come back. They're both great. Gino's the man. He's a ton of fun, clubhouse leader, just, kind of brings to life the energy every day. So just a great guy. Nails is awesome too. Him, I didn't really know much about him till he got over here. He probably wants to win, I would say, more than anybody I've ever been around. So he's not on the field trying to be friends with people on the other team, that kind of stuff. He's locked in every single pitch on trying to see tips or guessing what the pitcher's going to throw, and he's usually right. So like he's the most locked in guy I've seen.
Wow,
that's awesome. And what about Gino? Give me some Gino stories.
Gino, well, he hit number 50 yesterday in the scrimmage too, so you got to count that one. So he got his 50 homer season. He's the man. Just his whole good vibes only. That's his thing. He brings it every day. No matter what's going on, he's yelling in the dugout, trying to get everybody fired up. So he brings the energy.
All right, travel. Travel's been a real thing that we've talked about. I think other shows don't talk about it because they're pro, never played guys. We're being honest about the travel. Can you be honest with us about what it's like for you guys to travel? Not saying that you've experienced what it is for other teams, but how far does that stretch into, maybe playing and like your recovery and all those things for you guys on a 162 game season?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's no way around it. I know everybody goes through it, but we travel the most or one of the most every year, and it's all I've known here, so it's normal. But you take an East Coast trip, you're usually getting in at 3-4 a.m. every time, and you take 5 or 6 or 7 of those a year, so it adds up. And I was just talking today, that's a big deal why we have the bye this week too, that we travel so much that I think having a few days or staying in Seattle for more than 6 days at a time, it's kind of a big deal just to get that break.
Logan, I want to do one nerdy baseball question for you. So fastball percentage up this year, strikeouts up this year. Looks like maybe the splitter had a little bit of a different look to it. How do you sum up what you did in the regular season, and where do you think the pump up in strikeouts came from? Like, what would you attribute most to it? Would it be like fastball location or anything else that you think led to even more swing and miss, which obviously matters even more in October?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Honestly, probably the splitter is probably the easiest answer. I think I get to 2 strikes and throw it a lot and hope it works out. So we had some success on that and just trying to get to 2 strike counts more often. So it's pretty simple, but how many 2 strike counts can you get in over the course of a season, and then throw your best pitch when it's 2 strikes and try to get a swing and miss? Just do that over and over.
All right, Logan, I got to ask. I don't know who the answer to this is going to be because it's interesting to me. Best pitcher to come out of Stetson University.
I mean, I'm going to be wrong either way, right?
I don't know. Depends on what you say.
I'm probably going with DeGrom, but I think they both have 2 Cy Youngs, right? Him and Kluber.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going with DeGrom just because in his prime, he's probably the best pitcher ever.
Okay. Plus, I homered off Kluber, so it doesn't count. So he automatically loses the book. Okay. But so Kluber, I saw in the dugout for Cleveland. So if Cleveland wins and they fly to Seattle, do you guys have a secret Stetson handshake that you guys go and when you see each other? Do you guys have like something you do?
Still waiting on that one. I haven't heard about it. Maybe it's like a Cy Young thing that just him and DeGrom have. I don't know, but I got to talk to him once in Boston briefly. Seems like a great guy. So. Yeah, it's fun having a Stetson connection around the league. You don't see a ton of it.
No, there's a few though. There's Chris Johnson, you, Kluber. I mean, you guys. My wife said to me, "Man, Stetson must have a great pitching coach," and I was like, "Well, maybe. I don't know.
There's something there.
There's something in the water there because DeGrom, you, and Kluber. So
yeah.
I don't know, but so I'm from Orlando. Okay, you're Scott. We're in Orlando right now as we speak. So I have to make the 6-hour flight to Orlando.
To Seattle.
Tomorrow, I mean, to Seattle, from Orlando to Seattle. I mean, you guys couldn't play closer if you try. I mean, you guys couldn't just move Seattle to like the middle, but it's fine. I'll take the 6-hour flight. What I want to know is you were born in Winter Park. And for people that aren't from Orlando, Winter Park is like this super rich area, but you didn't go to Winter Park High School. What happened? You went to Wekiva, which when I went to Dr. Phillips, Wekiva wasn't even a thing. It was like the Springs where, and it was a park, but now they have a high school. So how the heck does a Winter Park rich kid end up at Wekiva?
That's so funny because I've heard a lot about that over the years. I don't know why it's turned into that, but I was born in a Winter Park hospital for like when I was born, and then we lived in Apopka all my life. So I was never the Winter Park rich kid, but every graphic that pops up when I'm pitching says I'm from Winter Park. So I know my grandparents kind of took exception to that because we've been living in Apopka all my life, and now people think I'm from Winter Park.
Yeah, Winter Park's getting all this free publicity.
Wait, do you still live in Apopka?
I'm in Mount Dora now.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair. Because, listen, when I went to Dr. Phillips, Greinke went to Apopka.
Okay.
But when I was in high school, Apopka was like, I hated them. Like, multiple bench-clearing brawls against Apopka.
Really?
Oh, multiple.
Big rival?
Oh, huge rival.
It's like an hour from here, right?
No, it's not. It's like 30 minutes. Not even.
Okay.
It's not even. It's not very far from here. It just, the traffic will make you have to kind of weave to get there. But
yeah.
No, but the Blue Darters, boy, we used to have some battles. Sonny Wise, you probably remember Sonny Wise back in the day, yeah. Oh yeah, we had some chippy games against the Apopka Blue Darters back in the day.
There you go.
Yeah, Wekiva wasn't around, so I can't say I used to kill the Mustangs.
Well, you got to tell. We'll end with this, Logan. Maybe he can tell Fox because he's going to be doing the game to put Apopka instead of Winter Park.
Yeah, I can
suggest it.
I'll tell the producer when we do your graphic. And I don't think we ever show that, but I'll make sure that I say it on the air. He is not a rich kid from Winter Park. He's a hillbilly from Apopka. How's that?
That's right. Finally, somebody said it.
I love it.
That's right. Way more in Apopka. It's way more street kid. Trust me.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Logan, this was great. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck and good luck dealing with AJ. I'm sure he'll stop by and say hello.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Had a good time. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners with us on FT. We'll swing right back. BetMGM locks. Another L for me. AJ and Pap fell. You guys are taking some nice parlay swings here.
I got screwed because what's his name? Eaton didn't score on that ball,
got hooked, man. 4-3. Got hooked.
I know because Eaton didn't score. I was so mad. And then what happens in these is you get it's 3-3. You're like, somebody hit a 2-run homer.
And then the thing is, you would have had a great time watching Yamamoto go from 26 pitch first to
9 punchies.
9 punchies.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, like, I've had a rough lock first 2 days, and then I went really hard on my non-lock for the Dodger game last night, and it worked out for me. Yamamoto, over outs, over strikeouts, and Dodgers to win. So, but I'm down here. Paps even. You and Kratz off to a nice start. Look at Kratz, the leader of the pack here after falling in the regular season. Kratz, how do you stay hot here?
You stay hot by just taking a coin and you flip it. And you go with my original prediction, the Padres for the money line. It's coming out at even money. That's basically pick 'em games. And I get it. I can make a case for either team to win and make a case for either team to lose. But I am going to be here for it. Padres money line, putting down 105 to win 100.
We've been doing a poll too, by the way, on YouTube. If you want to vote, right now our audience thinks the Cubs, the Red Sox win, and the Tigers and Guardians are tied. So that'll get untied, I would hope, if people go back and vote for whichever one they think is going to win. We got a minute here. AJ, what do you have?
I have, I just had it up. No, I have over 8.5 Connolly early outs. He's going to get through the lineup one time, so he's going to get at least 9 outs. Okay. Because I'm a Lou Merlone guy, so I listen to him. And I'm going over 7.5 for the Padres and the Cubs because the wind is going out today.
There's some dudes that can slug it in those lineups. I mean, I know the Padres didn't have a big home run hitting lineup, but man, Manny Machado looked good.
But I just think they can figure out a way to get some knocks. I think both teams are going to score some runs. It's been so low scoring.
Yeah.
In the Guardians and the Cubs series, so I think today's the day. And the wind switched. It's been blowing in for 2 straight days. Today it's blowing the other way.
Things usually open up in a series in general when you deal with the aces early, then you start getting starters that are a little further down the line, and you're seeing relievers over and over and over. To catch everyone up, I know we are spending 98% of our time on the postseason, which we should do, but the amount of news that has popped up with managers and some front office members would be leading off show after show after show in the off season, and it just gets pushed aside right now because of what's happening. Mm-hmm. They need to fill those spots though, so I get it, but Bob Nightingale said, how volatile is the security of major league managers? There are only 5 managers hired by their current franchise since 2022 who are still employed, and there are 8 managerial opens. I think he's referring to somewhere we don't know the answer yet on some interims, right? We didn't get the Orioles decision yet. The Rockies decision. I mean, the Rockies are going to hire a new front office dude. He's going to keep the same flow going, or is he going to bring someone? He's going to bring in his own guy. No,
you would think, yeah,
probably. So there's a lot going on. Oh, the Nationals too.
Yeah, Miguel Cairo.
Yeah, if he's going to continue. Taboni just started, so we'll see. But, dude, you don't have a lot of time if you're a manager.
No, 2022. Who were the 5? Dave Roberts.
Aaron Boone.
Cora. Who else? Those are the 3 that I could think of off the top of my head.
Rocco Baldelli.
Oh, Kevin Cash.
Oh, yeah. Casher's never leaving.
Oh, my gosh. He's been there for a while.
That's 4. Now there's one more. Who's the 5th?
I don't know. Bob should have told us in a follow-up reply tweet. I'd have to go down the line.
Not Joe Espada, right?
No.
Was Ollie there since 22?
That could be.
I don't know. Your Schilt left.
No, I think it's Ollie.
Katse? When did Katse get hired?
No, I think it's Ollie. Okay. Ollie, because I was in spring training with him when I worked for the league. So that would track. Hired in October of 2021.
Oh, it's a 5th one then.
Good job, Kratz.
Nice.
Good trivia.
Do you think the reason... No, go ahead. Show what?
I want to show the other board of the manager openings again while you give us what you got.
I was just going to say, look at what happened in Miami. They started calling pitches from the dugout. You don't think that kind of stuff permeates up through the top and is like, well, why do we need a manager? Why do we need this? Why can't we just change this? We can do it on our own. I'm not saying it's a direct correlation with the pitch calling. I'm saying maybe some people who are making these decisions are getting a little too big for their britches, and they're forgetting or they don't know what it really takes to be a manager on the field. And they're like, well, if he doesn't listen to this, we will fire him and we will get somebody new because it's not that important of a job.
Yeah, the power pendulum has totally swung, and it continues to swing in terms of the importance meter. I'm with you.
Rachel Balkovic, we had her on before. Now I asked her, or maybe AJ asked her, do you want to be a manager in the big leagues someday? And she was like, who has all the power? And it was like, oh yeah, you're right. Somebody who could have been first female big league manager. No, she's like, I know who makes the decisions.
I loved that answer from her too. That's just like, hey, maybe that's a dream from years ago, but I don't want to be told what to do and never be able to make my own calls. And that's generally what happens. I mean, it's become a lot more of a psychology role.
It has. It's more of a communication and daddy, who is this? And let's make everybody feel good and everybody happy. And we don't want to yell at anybody. And it's all about communication and how well of a communicator you are.
Yeah, and how you represent the organization, because you do a lot of media, right?
And it's also about, media.
Yes. So you'll talk, represent the organization well. It is important. There are some managers that can truly shine. I mean, to me, Dave Roberts managing in Game 2 with the victory just now for the Dodgers, I get it. He is being given a very, very talented ball club, but the bullpen that he's been given is not easy to navigate, and not many managers say, 1-2 pitch. Let's change this up. Or, hey, Yamamoto, you're going deep. I know we baby you and take care of you, extra rest and pitch counts and whatever, but not now, buddy.
AJ Hinch took his best hitter out for a pinch hitter. He's reading the situation. That is why if I would ever become a manager one day, and that is not at all like a dream or a goal of mine, it's not about the moves that you make in the game. Dude, we could sit here and watch a game and you'd be like, oh, well, they're going to probably go to this and probably go to that because of this. To me, that's remedial managing. Managing is about how you get the most out of your players day in and day out. And that relationship is built the entire season. Oh, this guy, screw this guy. He made me play 7 innings, first game of spring training. I'm going to hold that against him. Or screw this guy. He didn't, guys are looking for an excuse of why they're hitting 280 and not 310. As a manager, you build those dudes up.
BetMGM locks. We can go to the board. I am taking the Red Sox-Yankee game over, going back to the well that screwed over AJ yesterday. We're going to have a under series? Boston and the Yanks?
Cubs and Padres would be under on everyone too.
I know, but there's a little bit of wind blowing in factor there, and I would say the Red Sox and Yankees have scarier offenses. Now you've got the rookies starting. You've got some bullpen question marks and the repetitions of seeing the same exact arms day after day. Just think these two teams are too good to have, a 2-1, 3-1 ball game lineup wise. So I think we're going to get more of a barn burner. I might even tease this one, because I could see you could put a little down and then put a little more on like an 8.5 or a 9.5 to push it if you think there's going to be like an 8-5 in this one. You want to pick one award and where it's at, or I'll just give you some information on it. Let's just do MVP because we just brought it up with Cal, just to give information because BetMGM shares this stuff with us. Highest ticket, Cal Raleigh, 21%. Highest handle percentage, as in money, right? Aaron Judge, 62.4%. So the money spent is very much on Aaron Judge. Cal Raleigh, though, is the liability, and the closing odds leader is Aaron Judge at -120.
Wow. Surprised by that.
It's going to be good. It's going to be close.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I like these game threes today.
The votes are in.
Yeah. The votes are right. The votes are in. It's done. The regular season ended. So, hey, let's put out the odds boost token call out for the 2026 postseason. You get yourself an MLB postseason odds boost token, and to use it, add an MLB postseason wager to your bet slip and activate the token. If you win your wager that was made with that boost token, that means extra winnings. That's how a boost works, okay? Gambling problem or concern? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Slap hands, Kratz Hatz with a minute to go. What do you have for us?
It's the same lids hat, but you know what? It's happening this weekend. They just had the biggest scrimmage game of all time. The backyard again, boys. Lids. Broke it out. Yes, I'm holding it upside down. I think it's fresh. It's like something new. I wore it the other day, but it's so sick.
AJ's got his too. Text territory to 29017. Get yourself 20% off your next.
I think this is
lead.
like Christmas edition or something.
The green? What's it say on the side?
It's like Christmas edition.
Yeah, there's.
That's what you get in
white
lids.
stocking.
You see that?
Like
Yeah.
sometimes,
I don't know.
obviously a Hatman, that's so sick.
You got a
On
lot of
Hatman?
variety there. Yeah.
Yes. So cool displayed.
Hit that for us, that code. Send it to the text number. Apparently we were wrong on what we were saying, or maybe Bob Nightingale's tweet was off with the manager
Apparently
thing.
there's 6.
Yeah, Lavello.
Yeah.
Lavello, Cora, Boone, Cash, Doc.
It's okay. We got 5.
Since
Kate.
2022. So Hinch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Katze, Marmol, Topper, and Schneider took over mid-2022. That doesn't count. That's halfway or into the
So
season.
there's a lot. He said 5, didn't he? Yeah. We love you,
Oh,
Bob.
Bob.
Sometimes you got to just throw some things out there and
We love
see
you,
what
Bob.
sticks. We do love Bob. I love me some Bob. We got 2 minutes here. So Dodger territory is happening in 2 minutes. So if you're looking for that, you can go to the Dodgers territory YouTube channel or just stay here. We have the ability to flip you over to that one. Alana and Clint. Alana is back. And so is Ruben Amaro joining them on the show
On
for
Dodgers?
a full-on Dodgers-Phillies preview.
Oh.
Dodger fans are going to get to understand what the Phillies bring to the table. I think they had a good series, at least one of them, and I'm trying to think back. The regular season becomes a blur once the postseason starts, but you know what I'm talking about, Kratz? What was it, the first matchup?
It was the first one. Yeah, the second one, the Dodgers weren't really like the Dodgers hitting all cylinders. Not like they are now. Oh, baby. And the Phillies ended hot too, so I'm not saying that the Phillies weren't hot. It's just this is going to be a East Coast, West Coast, everybody killer.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. So check out that show. It's coming up in a minute.
Phillies went 4-2 against them.
This year? Okay.
Yeah, the second series, the first series was a much better series.
That's going to
They
be
took
good.
2 or 3 each series.
Okay. So here's the deal. We are saying goodbye in a minute, and then we're saying hi again in a few hours. Cleveland and Detroit will be watching, so will you, and then we will talk. As soon as the game ends, we're live on the FT YouTube channel. Just flip right away, and we'll talk again, and we'll go over everything that we saw, and we will say goodbye to one of the 2 teams that you see on the screen right now, and we will say good job, either Detroit or Cleveland. Now head to Seattle and take on the Mariners. So someone's getting knocked out in the AL Central. Enjoy all of the Game 3s if you're not going to be with us. But again, we'd love to have you after that game for the post-game show. And then, of course, back on Friday with FT. I think Podfather will be back from that series. Stay tuned.